Hey guys, Insomnia back with some more AFK Arena. Today we're back with the Wilder team, and looking at our team comp, we're really still trying to build Solus. At this point, we do have 2 Elite Plus copies of her, so if we can get enough food, we can actually take her all the way to Ascended. Saurus just came out for the Wilder team. Unfortunately, he's not a hero we're going to be going for right now, just for the fact I have used him in the Labyrinth. Not to impress, I could not for the life of me get him all the way to 5 stacks. Kept getting him 2 or 3. He would get interrupted. He would get CC'd. Something would happen. He would go back to 0 stacks, unfortunately. Not sure how well he's going to be in the utility aspect or how exactly he's going to be used. That is still to come. Might be super powerful, but might be a little bit before we go ahead and build him or get enough copies of him. So we'll go ahead and we'll look at our soul stones first, just like we always do. We have 2, like I said, we're looking for food. Unfortunately, they're Thane and Savius. But here is where we're looking for our food. We need quite a few rares. That way we can go ahead and get Solus leveled up. Once she is to the Ascended tier, we'll go ahead and we'll focus on some other heroes. So we'll start looking at our wish list. Absolutely perfect. So Leica, we have Ascended. Solus, we're trying to. Lorzen, we're going to build. Namora comes from the shop. That's why we haven't chosen her. Iran is our primary DPS and our primary CC, as well as Tassie. So very, very vital to get those up. As we continue to get heroes to 5 stars, we'll go ahead and swap Wilders out. We'll go ahead and put new Wilders in. That way we can continue to build this team as we make our 6th, 7th, and 8th Wilder at this point. So let's go ahead. We'll start with our friendship summons, which has been a little while. It's been a little bit over a week since I've built this account, and we get an elite right off the bat, which is a copy of Brutus. Very nice. Always a good hero for the Mauler Tower because of his immunity. Always, always great to get a elite hero when you do your friendship summons. So here we have 22 scrolls. We have 22,000 diamonds as well. So quite a few summons that we're going to get here. And the patch actually just dropped today, and another elite right there, which is a copy of Rose. Always super powerful for the Lightbearer Tower. But we need a couple of Wilders at this point. It would be awesome if we could get at least 2 or 3 Wilders. Getting quite a bit of food there. Got a double copy of Arden. So I'm hoping as we continue our progression, we get some Wilders, which is Solus. Very nice. Even though we have enough copies, if we wanted to add stars to her, if we pull 1 more copy, we can actually add a star to her as long as we have enough fodder to go ahead and get her leveled up. And another elite pull back to back, which is another copy of Rose. So double copies of Rose. Very cool there. So let's go ahead and we will ascend some heroes. Got Rose to Elite Plus, got Brutus to Elite Plus, and got a little bit more fodder. Got another copy of Ogi there. So we might be able to. I'm kind of on the fence with building Gorvo, kind of on the fence with building Kaz. A couple of heroes. I wish I'd originally stuck with Gorvo like we were planning, but back then he was RNG. And another elite. We're getting pretty lucky here, which is Iran. Very nice. That is who we're looking for. He is the primary DPS and the primary CC because of his signature item. So we're hoping that we can get him to 5 stars. And another back-to-back, which is another copy of Iran. Very nice. That will definitely add stars to him. Stoked to see some copies of him and a little bit more fodder. So let's go ahead and we will check. We have 1 card on the table, but let's see if we can pull anyone from the barracks. Unfortunately, we can't. With the resets, though, I do always buy the Wilder heroes. So we pick up Ogi there. From the Labyrinth store, I always pick up Ira. And I do this across all the accounts because we know that fodder is very, very important. And you can only buy them once a month. So if there's not a huge benefit from it, but if that gives me enough fodder with some of my blue rare heroes to go ahead and get them to Rare Plus or even get them up to Ascended, definitely going to. So Iran we can add another star to, which gives us our 3rd star on him. So he is definitely getting built. Here it looks like not too much fodder at this point. We have another copy of Iran too. We got the copy of Solus. Didn't really get that much fodder. We only have 1 down there that is Elite Plus. Got a lot of rare plus, excuse me. We do have a lot of heroes down there, but we're not going to have anyone again to go ahead and get Solus up. It seems like Lilith is really against me getting Solus up. I've used her a couple times in the lab. She is super, super powerful. She puts out a ton of damage even without her signature item, which is the reason that I want to go ahead and build her. So it looks like we're going to be with the exact same team. Not going to be able to get anybody up this week again, even though we went a little bit longer. So let's go ahead and we will look at the signature items. I think at this point, though, we did get, look at that. We have a T1 stone. We have 3, 4, 5 T1 stones with 3 of them being agility. Super, super powerful. We've gotten really lucky with our pulls. So here we almost have a complete set. It's already all at T1. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the reset. The faction scrolls are good, but over time you will get the gear you need. I wouldn't really focus on buying them, especially from the sigils event that's coming up. I would go ahead personally and just save my materials or my sigils to get more red chests at this point. So with Tassie, we'll go ahead and we will strengthen her item, adding to her attack, adding to her defense, and we can go ahead and level up a lot of the gear that we have here as well. So we'll go ahead and take it to 5 stars, which is good. We got her T1 helmet there, ton of stones, as like I said, so we're not even going to have the ability to use all of the stones we got here. 2 of the 3, because we only have 2 agility users at this point, which that is all T1 gear. So the other 2 stones will just sit there as of right now, and we can strengthen here. It looks like we have boots. Always go for boots over the weapon. As you can see there, increased his haste, and that is really, really the big point. So at this point, we have 2 heroes at 240. Third hero going to 240. I was considering Namora. I was thinking Leica. Almas, I would like to see. Very, very tough decision here. So I think right now we're going to go with Leica. And the reason because we need more damage. I know Almas has a tendency to die, but let me look at their skills really quick, because I know total amount of health restored increased to 40% of maximum health versus 30% of maximum health. So pretty good bonus there. Leica's ability is defense rating is decreased by 25%, so an extra 5%, making Iran do a lot more damage and making everyone do a lot more damage with her 221 skill. And then Almas's final skill restores 5% of lost hit points per second versus 4% of lost hit. And remember, the weakest ally also receives this ability, so 5% of the lost hit points. But at this point, with damage, I'm going to go ahead and go with Leica. We might switch it up. I know we switched it up on the Graveborn account last time, but Foe's Fragility is one of the best things that she brings. So not only that is a ton of damage and a ton of life to her, bringing her up to 240. So there we go. So we have Iran. Well, let's look at the signature items, actually. So out of here, we have Solus that we're working on, because Iran is already maxed out. Leica's plus 20. We're not going plus 20. Tassie, she's another hero that usually stays at about the plus 20. Namora, we are working on. So we have quite a few amplifying sigils as we've gotten over the last week. So we'll go ahead and take her up as far as we can. Then I believe everyone else is already in the red stage, which with the next event coming up, I should be able to get Almas up to, I'm hoping plus 30 at this point. And then we can continue to work on Namora, and we can continue to work on Solus. She has her plus 10 already. So we'll go ahead. The team is set for now. We'll go ahead and get ready for the campaign. We are in 22-58, so I think we're going to be able to breeze right through 22 into 23 and see exactly how far we can push into chapter 23. So looking at the campaign right now, we're on 22-58. This is where we were stuck. We were hoping to push into chapter 23 last time. Unfortunately, we couldn't get there. We are the only team that is still stuck in chapter 22. And the big reason for that is, of course, Brutus. As you can see there on the bottom, though, with Leica being on 240, Savius could have taken her down, but actually didn't between the healing that Almas did and the healing that Namora was doing. Leica stayed alive for that one, so very, very easy stage at that point. We're going to go ahead and look at the boss stages 22-60, and of course there is Athalia. Athalia is very, very hard to deal with, especially because you can't move now. There's a lot of heroes that could actually just move right out of her way, but as you can see there, perfectly placed CC, followed up by Tassie CC. Leica's damage, very easy to get the stage done on 22-60, and that will put us into chapter 23 at this point. So look at that, 3.5 million, 1.7 from Leica. So finally at 240 with her being at Ascended, she is starting to bring the damage, which is exactly what we need to do. Not only the debuffs for Iran to do more damage, but more damage that she is doing herself. So 23-4, we continue through the boss stages. As you can see here, we've got Sylvana. We actually put Namora in the front so Sylvana can hop on Namora and Iran can peel her right off. As you've seen there, worked absolutely perfect. Asleep for Isabella, and that should do it for our CC. And perfect. That is what makes this team, the synergy of this team is absolutely crazy when it comes to the Wilders with the ability to CC. 23-8, so moving a little bit into 23, we'll go ahead and we'll pull Falks. Look at that, pulled 4 of the 5 heroes right over. Perfect, perfect execution. Even though I believe Iran went into the confine, which he did. Another CC, a lot more damage by Leica. Very, very easy stage to get down. Let's go ahead and look at the damage on this one. We're at 3.22 million from Leica. So again, finally being at 240, finally seeing damage that Leica's putting out. 23-12, another boss stage that we're going through. Again, pulling in 3 targets there, even though we get rooted. Ogie's throwing Iran around, and a banish. Whole bunch of CC, but we got some CC of our own. Almost goes deep root right there. Leica is doing her best to get them down. And I love they added a visual debuff to Leica. As you could see, the little broken armor icon over the enemy, making it very easy to see who has the buff. And they're even 3 million from Leica, 1.5 from Tassie. Whole team doing a lot of damage. 23-16. So we'll go ahead, swap it up. That way, Almas is on Brutus on the bottom. It's a very, very tough combination there, which they do have Tassie as well. They have a Leica, so a lot of CC, a lot of burst damage on this team. Gonna be hard to get Brutus down. He is very, very tough for this team because he negates the dodge that Iran and Leica has. So he actually has the ability to do his roar and defeat the team very, very easy. Seems like every stage that we get stuck on is a Brutus stage again. So we'll go ahead, we'll pull everybody in. Iran there with an easy banish they got off. And again, just absolutely getting devastated by this team. Got a quick sleep there, but the ability for the haste that Leica's bringing on the enemy team paired with Brutus. So let's go ahead and swap up the team a little, see if we can get Tassie up front, which she teleports away. She's actually, it looks like behind the enemy Tassie on that side. Get a heal off pretty early, but Almas still went down on this one. And again, we cannot get through the shield. And Brutus just absolutely destroys the team again. All right, so we've given the stage a couple tries. We'll give it a couple more here. See if we can work out what's going to happen. It seems like Almas, if Almas dies, and he is dying really, really fast, as you've seen there, just being at level 220, even though signature items plus 25, still dying really fast. And then, of course, there with Brutus Whirlwind, just absolutely destroyed. All right, let's try Solus. Solus maybe will bring a little bit to the team if she can keep the Floral Spectre up. Even there, one shot from Leica, 711,000 damage, just took Solus right down. I'm thinking at Mythic, she's not going to be tough enough, but I was hoping maybe Brutus would swap over to the Floral Spectre, leave some of the heroes alone, or maybe get distracted at this point. We'll give it another go, see if Almas can hold Brutus, which again, Almas is just getting absolutely destroyed between Brutus and Leica. Just seems like 1 or 2 shots, like most tanks. I would like to continue to get at least a quarter of this down, but again, we'll give it a couple more tries here. I was hoping Solus would make a difference. I know Solus does a ton of damage, but look at that. So she finally got an ult off. Tassie's behind Leica to just destroy our team. And if we got some lucky CC here, as you can see, Iran took Leica down all the way just with 1 tornado. But we'll go back to the Namora combo. Not sure exactly if it's going to make a difference. Just because, again, Almas is going down. It seems like 1, 2, 3. But we got a banish on Leica that time. So very, very cool there. If we can keep Iran up through the whirlwind, got a sleep for everyone. But he is banished now. All right, so that will do it for the Wilder team. Did a ton of attempts on this stage, even some that I edited out. 23-16 will be the stopping point. We are finally into 23. 3 teams into 23. We have 1 team into 24. So very, very cool to see the progression on the Wilder account. Still trying to build Solus. As soon as we get a little bit of food, probably the next event, we're focusing on red chest. Got another T1 stone there. So let me know in the comments what you think. I want to build Solus at this point on this account. So let me know what you guys think of her. And as always, thank you guys for watching.